And now, BX Forever presents another RPG deep dive.
Welcome to another episode of BX Forever.
All right, so today we're going deep on Palace of the Silver Princess.
Oh.
And right away, it was recalled, pulled off the shelves.
Yeah, it's quite a story.
What happened?
Well, the recall was because of nudity in the art.
Nudity. Now, anyone who knows TSR, that's kind of ironic, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, deities and demigods.
Right.
Even John D. Rateliff, like the TSR historian, pointed this out. So why the big fuss over a little skin in the Silver Princess?
It does seem a bit much, especially considering some of the other stuff TSR was publishing back then. But let's maybe look at the module itself. It throws you right into this ruined kingdom of the Silver Princess. It's in Glantry. A
ruined kingdom, a missing princess. All right, I'm hooked already. But what makes this module so special?
I think what's interesting is that it was one of the first to move away from, that traditional dungeon crawl. There's real focus on exploration, what the player chooses, and a world outside the palace walls. Think of it like a jumping off point for a bigger campaign.
Okay, so breaking the mold, I'm getting that. So set the scene for us. What's the story behind this ruined kingdom?
Picture this. Got this lush valley ruled by Princess Argenta, then boom, a red dragon attacks. Devastation.
Okay.
But here's where it gets good. The dragon, it had this mysterious warrior riding it, silver and blue armor, and there are rumors of this stolen ruby. They call it My Lady's Heart.
So we got intrigue and a heist. Now, where exactly is this valley? You mentioned Glantry.
Yeah. It's nestled within the lands of Glantry, pretty close to the barony of Galuvia. That place is well known for its, let's just say, flexible relationship with law and order.
Sounds like you got to watch your back there. What about the surrounding area? Anything unique?
North, you've got the Misty Swamp. Now, this isn't your average swamp. No. This is, well, magic acts weird there. Imagine casting a web spell and suddenly you're stuck with dozens of bunnies.
Okay, recipe for stew or a weird tea party.
Yeah.
But let's get to the palace, the main attraction. What kind of challenges are waiting for adventurers inside?
The palace itself, it's designed with multiple levels. Each one has its own challenges and atmosphere. They really used environmental storytelling here. For example, right at the entrance, massive double portcullis, the air stinks of decay, unsettling sounds from within.
Okay, that's creepy. Sets the mood. What waits beyond those gates?
The entrance level is this big labyrinth of rooms and corridors. You might find a room full of, decaying bodies of beheaded soldiers, grim reminder of the violence that happened there. And then there's that cave bear cub encounter.
Ah, a cub. Why is that infamous?
It's a great example of how the module emphasizes player choice. Do you try to, befriend the cub, powerful ally, but also your big responsibility, or avoid it and maybe miss a cool opportunity?
Decisions. Any other dangers on this level? Particularly nasty traps?
Oh, yeah. There's this hexagonal room, seemingly harmless pool of water, shimmering diamond at the bottom.
Sounds pretty.
Surprise, it's a camouflaged dagger.
A what?
Dagger. It paralyzes and, get this, dissolves its prey.
Okay, that goes on my things to avoid list. But, okay, let's say you survive the entrance level. Upper levels, what's up there?
That's where things get really interesting. You'll find Lady Argenta's bedchamber, untouched since she disappeared. Poignant, a glimpse into her life before the attack.
Okay, sad.
There's also a garden with a healing fountain, but watch out for the deadly plants, like the Jupiter bloodsucker.
Okay, a blood-sucking plant.
Yeah.
Even the plants are out to get you. Anything else notable up there?
Of course. The throne room. Grand hall with tapestries depicting the kingdom's former glory. And then there's the room with My Lady's Heart, the stolen ruby. But twist, it's way smaller than the legends say.
Wait, a smaller ruby? Doesn't seem worth it. What's the deal with that?
That's the thing, isn't it? Why go through all that for a small gem? It makes you wonder about the warrior's motives. Right.
Was it greed? Desperation?
Or something worse.
Something worse.
Ooh, I like a good mystery. This is shaping up to be more than a dungeon crawl. But we gotta talk monsters. What kind of creatures are in this place?
The Palace of the Silver Princess is known for its unusual bestiary, like creatures unique to this module. For example, you got the bubbles. Giant sentient air pockets. They can paralyze and drown their victims.
Giant air pockets. Talk about thinking outside the box. What other weird creatures did they come up with?
Well, there's the Decapus. It uses illusions and ventriloquism to lure adventurers. Imagine you hear a damsel in distress, but it's this 10-tentacled horror.
Okay, that's both creepy and, like, clever.
Right.
Speaking of clever, what about the giant marble snake? I hear it's got a unique hunting strategy.
It does. It relies on its charm ability. Uses a mesmerizing whistle to lure its prey. Lazy predator prefers charming to hunting.
A whistling snake. That's creepy and hilarious.
I can totally see players falling for that. But beyond the weirdness, what's the significance of these unique monsters?
I think they add to the modules distinct flavor, like a personality. They really wanted to create something memorable, something that would make players think differently.
Keeps things fresh and unpredictable. I like it. But we haven't talked much about the world outside the palace, the lands of Glantry.
Right, and that's another thing that makes this module different. It's not just the palace, it's the bigger picture. Politics, potential for more adventures.
So it's like a springboard for a whole campaign. Tell us more about those surrounding lands. What makes them so interesting?
Well, for starters, you've got the Barony of Galuvia, ruled by Lady Dumis. Powerful, ruthless woman. She got power by, let's just say, getting rid of her husband.
Yikes. Sounds like somebody you don't want to cross. What's she like?
Imagine a ruler who loves chaos and paranoia. She's got these weird laws. Men can't be out after sunset unless they're with a woman.
Wow. Talk about a curfew. I guess date night is mandatory in Galuvia. But seriously, what's with that law?
Who knows? Maybe it's some twisted form of protection. Or maybe it's just another way for her to control everything. Either way, it shows how unpredictable she is.
So, not a place to mess around in.
Yeah.
What other settlements are there? Is Galuvia it?
Not quite. You've got a bunch of small villages, each one with its own quirks, like the Shire of Dead Mule, named after, well, you guessed it.
Okay, that's morbidly funny. What's the deal with that place?
It's occupied by Galuvian soldiers right now. Reason, nobody knows. Adds a little mystery, maybe some conflict.
Intriguing. What about the other villages? Any that are, well, a bit more lively?
You've got Ensau, small farming village, untouched by Lady Demise. Then there's Thorold, known for breeding the best horses in Glantry.
Horses. Sounds nice, a break from Galuvia.
Don't be so sure. Thorold is just as chaotic, ruled by a distant cousin of Lady Demise, enforces her laws just as strictly.
Ah, so different flavor of chaos. Got it. Any other villages worth mentioning?
We got Mir. It's a real mix of races, halflings, humans, elves, dwarves. It's a haven for runaway slaves, prisoners, a place to equip themselves before they head north.
North. Through the misty swamp.
Yeah.
Seems like everything leads back to that weird place.
It does, right? It shows how everything's connected, how everything matters.
I see a pattern here. Choice and consequence.
Yeah.
Seems to be a recurring theme.
Yeah.
Speaking of choices, there's a character mentioned in the source material who seems to embody that idea. A tinker, Lambdaman. He and his daughter, Zipporah, they travel around, but there's more to them than meets the eye.
Ah, yes, the mysterious tinker. Great example of how, even minor characters can add depth.
What's so interesting about him? Is he like a retired adventurer? Wizard in disguise?
That's the best part. The module doesn't say. It's up to the dungeon master to figure out his backstory. But there are clues that suggest he's more than just a tinker.
Like what? Give us some examples.
Well, his workshop, it's full of weird things. Old sword blades with runes, a blue orb, even red dragon teeth.
Dragon teeth. Okay, that's suspicious.
Right.
And I hear he travels in a pretty unique wagon.
He does. 15-foot square wagon with a dome-shaped top, pulled by oxen. And get this, it can float.
A floating wagon.
Yep.
That's some serious tinker tech. I'm starting to think he might be that retired adventurer or wizard.
It's possible. That's what makes him so compelling, a mystery in a floating wagon.
I love it, like the D&D version of a traveling salesman, but like with intrigue.
Exactly. Perfect example of how an ordinary character can spice things up.
So if you were running this, how would you use Lambdaman in the story?
Well, he could be a source of information.
Right.
He travels so much, people think he's harmless. He might know things even the locals don't.
Like a walking information network. But he could be more than just an informant, right?
Oh, definitely. He could give quests. Maybe he needs something recovered or needs an escort. Or maybe his wagon breaks down and the players have to fix it.
A floating wagon repair side quest. Sign me up. But let's get back to the palace itself. What specific challenges might players face inside?
Well, it's full of traps. Simple, complex, you name it. Classic pitfalls, dark traps, but then you got the more unique ones.
Like what? Give me an example of a trap that's pure Palace of the Silver Princess.
There's one in room EL20. It's a pit filled with oil, and a torch is nearby. Simple, but deadly. You need to think fast to escape.
Yikes. I can picture players panicking, trying to put out the torch or find a way out of the pit.
Exactly. That's what makes it work. It's not just about disarming. It's about using what you have, working together.
And I bet there are some, like, more elaborate traps, too. Puzzles, secret passages.
Oh, yeah. In one room, there's a mosaic tile floor,
Okay.
keyhole that glows when you enter, but wrong key, a stone slab falls from the ceiling.
Ouch. So where's the right key?
Gold-colored key, you find it earlier, and using it, it triggers a whole chain of events.
Chain reaction. Tell me more.
You insert the key, it opens another keyhole, on the wall this time. Use the key again, the wall disappears.
Now we're talking. What's behind it? Treasure.
Not quite. A glowing silver sword appears, just hanging there.
Okay.
But of course, there's a catch.
There's always a catch. What happens if you try to grab the sword?
The second you reach for it, a fully armored warrior appears and attacks.
A guardian, right. But real or illusion?
Illusion, but powerful. People hit by it, they think they're taking real damage.
That's devious. A mental attack as much as a physical one.
Exactly. And after a few rounds, the illusion goes away, the sword drops, anyone who is killed wakes up.
Wow, what a ride. So this trap, it's not just danger, it's a puzzle, a mental challenge.
Exactly, and that's what makes it so good. It's not just about disarming, it's interacting with the environment, uncovering the story behind it.
Well said. Speaking of uncovering stories, this module seems to have a lot of illusions.
Oh yeah, they play a huge role.
Yeah.
They add a layer of, uncertainty, makes things more interesting. Players can never be sure what's real.
Must make for some tense moments. Give me an example of how they use an illusion.
Well, in room EL22, you come across this horrifying scene. A beautiful woman being tortured by 9 ugly men.
That's disturbing. But I'm guessing it's not what it seems.
You got it. It's all a clever illusion created by a decapit.
Ah, the decapits. We talked about those. Ventriloquism, mimicry. They're really good at deception.
They are. They really show that theme of not trusting what you see. Nothing's what it seems in the Palace of the Silver Princess.
It's all about looking deeper, peeling back those layers to get to the truth.
Exactly. And that brings us to another mystery. The warrior who stole the ruby. Who is he? What are his motives?
The big question, right? And the module doesn't give us a clear answer, which I kind of like.
Right.
It's up to, like, the DM and the players to decide who he is and why he took the ruby.
Yeah.
Could be a thief, a fallen knight, even part of some bigger plot.
It could be.
So many possibilities. Like a blank canvas, you can fill it in with your own ideas.
Exactly. And his actions, they have big consequences, setting the stage for a huge adventure.
It's amazing how one character can have such a big impact on the whole story. But let's shift gears a bit and talk about the atmosphere of the module. There's a definite sense of, like, death, decay throughout the palace.
Oh, definitely. Right when you enter, you see evidence of the kingdom's fall, the smell of rotting flesh, the bodies, the overgrown garden.
So it's like the palace itself is a tomb, a monument to what's been lost.
Exactly. And it creates this somber atmosphere, this feeling of loss, melancholy that hangs over the adventure.
But it's not just about being spooky, right? There's a deeper meaning to it.
Of course, the decay represents like time passing, the cycle of life and death, reminds us that even the greatest things eventually crumble.
It's a powerful reminder that nothing lasts forever.
Yep.
Even beauty, power, it all fades. But even within that cycle of decay, there's the possibility of renewal.
Absolutely. The adventurers, their job is to restore balance.
Right.
Reclaim the ruby, maybe even find a way to breathe life back into this land.
So it's a story about hope in the face of despair, finding a way forward, even when everything seems lost.
Precisely. And it's a message that resonates with players. We all face tough times, but that possibility of renewal, it's what keeps us going.
Speaking of renewal, there's another aspect of the module that plays with this: transformation. We talked about the Misty Swamp and its magical effects, but how else does that theme show up?
It's there symbolically, too. Think about the adventurers. They start out inexperienced, right?
Yeah.
But through their trials, they change. They become something new.
It's like a coming-of-age story.
Exactly.
That classic hero's journey.
Exactly. And then there's the potential for the valley itself to change. It starts as a wasteland, but through the adventurer's actions, it can be restored to its former glory.
So it's a story about not just personal change, but about healing a broken place, bringing life back to a dying world.
Well said. And that ties back to that cycle of life and death, right?
Mm-hmm.
Decay is followed by renewal, and the cycle goes on.
It's a powerful theme, one that, reflects our own lives. We go through loss, but we also have the capacity for growth.
Absolutely. And Palace of the Silver Princess, even with its, problems and controversies, it offers a look into these themes. It asks players to face their fears and embrace change.
It's a reminder that even when it's dark, there's always the potential for light and hope.
Beautifully put. And speaking of hope, let's look at another part of the Palace of the Silver Princess that offers a glimmer of light. Love and loyalty.
Love and loyalty. Okay, tell me more.
Even with all the tragedy, there are still moments of love and loyalty to be found.
Like what? Give me some examples.
For one, you have the unwavering loyalty of Lady Argenta's knight. He guards her. And the ruby, even in death.
That's touching. Even after death, he's still devoted to his princess.
Right. It speaks to the power of love and loyalty, even when the odds are stacked against you.
It's a reminder that even when things are bad, there are people who stick to their principles and fight for what they believe in.
Well said. And then you have the love between Lamdemon and his daughter Zipporah.
The tinker and his daughter, how does that show love and loyalty?
Think about it. They travel together, face dangers together, rely on each other.
They're a team.
Exactly. And their bond, you see it in how they act, how they care for each other, how they protect each other.
It's a reminder that even in a world full of chaos, there's still room for love and family.
Precisely. And it's a powerful message. It can offer hope to players navigating this, challenging world.
It's a reminder that we're not alone in our struggles. We have each other.
Beautifully put. And speaking of support, let's talk about another element of Palace of the Silver Princess that can provide that. Healing and restoration.
Healing and restoration. Tell me more.
We've talked about the death and decay, right? But there are also elements of healing and restoration, a glimmer of hope.
Like what? Give me some examples.
For instance, you've got the healing fountain in the garden. It's a magical spring that can fully heal you.
That's a nice break in a dungeon full of danger and disease.
Right. It represents that possibility of renewal, of finding solace and strength even in the worst places.
It's a reminder that even when things seem hopeless, there's always potential for healing.
Well said. And then there's the symbolic healing that happens because of the adventurer's actions.
Symbolic healing, what do you mean?
Think about their quest to get the ruby back, to restore balance to the kingdom.
That's their main mission, yeah.
It is. And when they do that, they're not just getting an object back, they're healing the past, bringing order back and hope.
So it's a story about redemption.
Yes.
About setting things right, bringing harmony back.
Exactly. And that healing, it has ripple effects. It goes beyond just the quest. It impacts everyone in the kingdom.
It's a reminder that even small acts of kindness, of courage, can change the world.
Beautifully put. And it's a message that's so relevant today. In a world that feels broken.
Yeah.
Divided.
It's a reminder that we all have the power to make things better, to heal the past, and create a better future.
Well said. And speaking of the future, let's dive into another part of Palace of the Silver Princess that hints at what might be. Prophecy and destiny.
Prophecy and destiny. Tell me more.
The module doesn't come right out and say, here's a prophecy, but there are little hints, suggestions that something bigger is at play.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, there's the legend of the Silver Princess herself,
Mm-hmm.
her connection to the ruby, the rumors about her disappearance.
Those are the kind of the foundation of the story, yeah.
They are. And they suggest there's more to her story, that maybe her fate is tied to the fate of the kingdom.
So she's not just a damsel in distress.
No.
She's a key player in something bigger.
Exactly. And then you have that mysterious warrior.
Right.
Why did he steal the ruby? What will happen because of it?
We talked about him before. He's a bit of a wild card.
He is. And his part in the story could be much bigger than it seems at first. Maybe he's fulfilling a prophecy, playing a part in some grand plan.
So there's this sense of, like, inevitability that some things are just meant to be.
Precisely. And that adds another layer to the adventure.
Right.
A complexity.
It raises the stakes, knowing that what the adventurers do could have huge consequences.
Absolutely. It makes them think about free will, destiny, whether their choices were really their own.
deep stuff.
Yeah,
Could lead to some interesting philosophical conversations.
it could. It shows how powerful D&D is, how it can explore big themes, engage players on so many levels.
Well said. And speaking of engagement, let's focus on one of the key things that makes this module so good. The secrets and mysteries.
Ah, secrets and mysteries. That's what makes any adventure great. And Palace of the Silver Princess has them in spades.
So it's not just about, fighting your way through dungeons.
No, it's about finding clues, solving puzzles, unraveling the mysteries within the palace.
Give me some examples. What kind of secrets might players find?
Well, there's the mystery of the Silver Princess herself.
Right.
How did she disappear? What's her connection to the ruby? Is she still alive?
We talked about that. Some think she was kidnapped, others think she's still out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the players, it's their job to investigate, follow the clues, and find out the truth.
So it's kind of like a detective story.
It is.
Searching for answers, going deeper into the mystery.
Precisely. And then you have the secrets hidden within the palace itself.
Mm-hmm.
Secret passages, hidden rooms, codes, ancient artifacts.
I remember reading about a secret compartment in the base of a statue.
That's a great example. That kind of detail, it rewards players who are curious, who pay attention.
Right.
They get those insights, the treasure.
So it's not just about brute force. It's about using your brain, your intelligence.
Absolutely. And then there are the mysteries surrounding the creatures themselves. Why are they there? Where did they come from? What's their role in the story?
We talked about the Ubis, 3 heads, 3 arms, their social structure, why they're in the palace. It's all a bit of a mystery.
It is. And the players decide how they deal with them, fight, talk, maybe even learn from them.
So there's that choice. Consequence again. You shape the story through how you interact with the world.
Exactly. And that's what makes Palace of the Silver Princess so great. It's not a straight line. It's a place where you can explore, experiment, create your own adventure.
It's a reminder that D&D isn't about following a script. It's about making choices, creating your own destiny.
Well said. And speaking of destiny, we can't forget about magic in the Palace of the Silver Princess.
Ah, magic. It's like essential in any fantasy setting.
Right.
And this module is no different.
It is everywhere, from the misty swamp to the artifacts in the palace.
We talked about the ice harp before, the crystal instrument. It can calm even the most ferocious beasts.
Yep. Great example of how magic can be used for fighting or for diplomacy. Depends on the situation and how creative the players are.
And then there's the sword of Spartusia, Ruby Blade. It gives power, but also bad luck.
That's right. Cursed artifact. You can't sell it, only give it away, and it brings disaster to anyone who owns it who's not a descendant of Spartusia.
A double-edged sword, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Great power, but at a price.
Exactly. And that's a common theme here. Power comes with a cost,
Right.
whether it's magic, leadership, or knowledge.
It's that old saying, with great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly. And Palace of the Silver Princess explores this really well. Players are in a world where magic is both good and bad.
It's a reminder that even the best abilities can have consequences, and that true power comes from using your gifts wisely.
Well said. And speaking of wisdom, let's talk about another part of Palace of the Silver Princess that offers insights. History and legend.
History and legend, how do they fit in?
Well, from the legend of the Silver Princess herself to the rumors about the ruby, it's all woven into the module.
Mm-hmm.
It gives context, backstory, helps players understand the importance of what they're doing.
They offer clues, hints, guiding players toward the truth.
Exactly. Those murals and tapestries we talked about.
Yeah.
They're not just pictures. They evoke a sense of history, of loss. They remind players of what was and what happened.
So it's not just about fighting and loot, it's about uncovering the past, understanding its impact.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that sense of history, it makes the adventure richer, more meaningful.
It's like stepping into a world with a past, a world where what you do matters.
Well said. And speaking of what you do, let's talk about choice and consequence in Palace of the Silver Princess.
Choice and consequence. We've mentioned that a few times, but I want to hear more. How does it work in the module?
Well, from the second the players enter the palace, they're faced with choices. And those choices change the story.
Like which way to go, which room to explore, who to fight.
That's part of it, but it's more than that.
Okay.
Players decide how they'll deal. Players decide how they'll deal with the people they meet, how they'll use their skills, and what kind of heroes they'll be.
So it's not just about fighting. It's about, like, Moral choices, ethical choices,
Yeah.
choices that change the story, change the world around them.
Exactly. And those choices have consequences. Some right away, some later on.
Mm-hmm.
Help one group, you might make another group mad. Choose to fight, and there might be unexpected results. Sometimes the best thing to do is compromise, open up new possibilities.
It's like that saying, every action has a reaction.
Yeah.
What we do affects the world.
Exactly. And knowing that their choices matter, that makes players care more about the story, about their characters.
It's like playing chess where every move is important. One wrong move, and it's all over.
That's a good way to put it. It shows how strategic D&D can be. You have to think ahead.
But it's not just about winning or losing. It's about making choices that fit your values, making the world the way you think it should be.
Well said. And that's what makes the Palace of the Silver Princess so great. It's not just a dungeon, it's a place to explore what's right and wrong, to create a story that reflects who you are.
It reminds us that D&D isn't just about dice and fighting. It's about choices, about stories, and those what would you do moments.
Exactly. And speaking of tough situations, one thing that really stands out in this module is teamwork. You have to work together.
You can't just go solo in a dungeon with traps and creatures, can you?
Not if you want to survive. The challenges in Palace of the Silver Princess are made for groups.
It's that classic idea of strength in numbers, but there's more to it than that, right?
Right. It's about talking to each other, coordinating, using everyone's strengths.
So what are some examples in the module that really put a party's teamwork to the test?
Well, right from the start, you have that huge double portcullis at the entrance. It takes everyone working together to lift it.
I can see that. The strong ones pushing, the sneaky ones finding levers, the mages maybe using magic.
Exactly. It makes you work as a team right away. Then there are traps, like the one in room EL20, the oil pit with the torch. You need to be smart and work together to get out of that one.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster. If the group isn't talking to each other, what other encounters are like that?
The fights are great examples. Fighting a group of ubus or that giant marble snake, you need to plan an attack together.
I can imagine. Each person needs to know their role, use their strengths, and help out where others are weak.
Exactly. And that's how they can beat even the toughest enemies.
It's a reminder that even the hardest things can be done when people work together towards a common goal.
Absolutely. And that feeling of doing something together, that's one of the best things about D&D.
Well said. And it's not just about teamwork, it's about ambition too, right? The adventurers have a big goal.
Exactly. They're not just wandering around. They want to get that ruby back, restore balance. But even beyond that, the module is full of characters who want things, who have goals.
So it's not just surviving, it's about something bigger, something that gives meaning to their actions.
Exactly. And those goals can be anything. Some characters want glory, some want money, some want justice, some want to protect people.
It's like a reflection of real life. Everyone's motivated by different things. Give us an example of a truly ambitious character from the module.
Lady Dumas, the ruler of Galuvia. She's hungry for power, and her actions affect everyone around her.
She seems like the classic case of too much ambition. Someone who lets it consume her.
She is, but her story is a warning. It shows that ambition without compassion or morals can be destructive.
But ambition isn't always a bad thing, is it? Are there any characters in the module who are ambitious in a good way?
Absolutely. Think about Catharandamus, the cleric we talked about before. We don't know his motivations, but he has a big vision for the world.
He's an interesting one. Sounds like his ambition could be good or bad, depending on his choices.
Right. And the players get to decide how they deal with him. Do they fight him, join him, try to change his mind?
Choices. Choices. I love how much freedom this module gives you. You really get to shape the story.
You do. And speaking of shaping the story, we can't forget about courage and heroism in the Palace of the Silver Princess.
That's kind of a given in D&D, isn't it? You're facing monsters, traps, the unknown.
True, but it's more than that. Courage isn't just about fighting, it's about making hard choices, doing what's right, and facing your fears.
So what are some examples in the module that really demand courage?
Well, just going into the palace is brave. Remember that creepy atmosphere? It's not exactly a welcoming place.
Right. And then there are things like facing the Dagger. That would take a lot of nerve, especially when you realize what it really is.
Exactly. It's about facing the unknown, overcoming your fears, even when the danger is hidden.
And then there's the Misty Swamp. Going into that place where magic is unpredictable, that takes a special kind of bravery.
It does. And it's not just physical courage. It's mental and emotional strength, keeping your cool when everything seems to be changing around you.
That kind of resilience is important, both in D&D and in life, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Life throws curveballs at us all the time, and it's how we adapt, keep going, and find a way forward that determines our success.
Well said. And speaking of finding a way forward, this module really emphasizes discovery and exploration.
It does. The Palace of the Silver Princess is made for exploring. Every room, every hallway, every secret passage could have something new and exciting.
It's not just about loot and killing monsters, is it? It's about figuring out the secrets of this lost kingdom and putting together the pieces of its past.
Exactly. Remember the murals and tapestries? Those are just the beginning. There are books, scrolls, messages, artifacts, all waiting to be found.
I love that feeling of discovery. It makes you feel like you're really finding something new and adding to the story. What are some other examples of things players might discover?
There's a really clever puzzle involving a secret door. It only opens if you put 3 gems on a tray in the right order.
Ooh, I love puzzles. What clues do the players get?
The clues are all over the dungeon. It might be a message on a wall, a symbol in a mural, or even a rumor from a village.
So it's not just about finding the gems. It's about paying attention, putting the pieces together, and using your smarts to figure it out.
Exactly. And it's not just about physical exploration either. Remember Lamdemon the Tinker?
Hmm.
He might not seem like much, but he knows a lot about the region.
He's like a walking, talking encyclopedia. I can see how he'd be useful.
He is, and it's through talking to people, learning from them, that players really discover how deep and interesting this world is.
It's a reminder that exploration isn't just about places, it's about understanding people, learning new ways of thinking, and seeing the world in new ways.
Well said. And speaking of expanding your knowledge, Palace of the Silver Princess really emphasizes problem solving and ingenuity, don't you think?
Absolutely. It's not just about fighting, it's about thinking your way out of tough spots and coming up with smart solutions.
Exactly. The module is full of those aha moments where you have to think creatively.
What are some challenges that really test those problem-solving skills?
Well, we talked about that oil pit trap with the torch. That's a classic example of a situation where you have to think fast and come up with a creative solution.
I can see players trying different things, using spells or items in new ways, working together to build something to get out.
Exactly. And the answers might not be obvious. It might take a mix of skills, spells, and a bit of luck.
What other puzzles or challenges are there?
There's that clever trap with the secret door. It only opens when you put 3 specific gems on a tray in the right order. But finding those gems and figuring out the order takes exploration and logic.
It's like a little escape room inside the dungeon. I love those details. They reward players who pay attention and think outside the box.
They do. And it's not just about physical puzzles either. There are social challenges that need ingenuity and problem solving.
Like what?
Dealing with the abuse, for example. They're so unpredictable you can't just fight them head on.
Right. You might need to talk to them, trick them, or even use reverse psychology to get what you want.
Exactly. And trying to convince someone like Catharandamus, the cleric, is another example. He has his own goals. And getting him to help you requires planning and a good argument.
It's about understanding people, finding common ground, and coming up with solutions that work for everyone.
Exactly. And sometimes those social solutions are even more satisfying than just fighting your way through a problem.
It's a good reminder that problem solving isn't just for dungeons. It's something we use every day to deal with difficult situations and find ways to work with other people.
Absolutely. And the Palace of the Silver Princess, with all its different challenges, gives players a chance to practice those skills.
Speaking of challenges, we haven't talked much about leadership in the module.
Right. Leading a group of adventurers through a place like this is tough. You need to be able to take charge, make decisions that affect everyone.
So it's not just about being the strongest fighter or the most powerful spellcaster. It's about inspiring your companions, motivating them, and guiding them towards their goal.
Exactly. And good leadership in D&D, just like in real life, isn't about giving orders. It's about earning trust, encouraging people to use their skills, and creating a vision that everyone believes in.
So what are some examples in the module that test those leadership skills?
Well, there's a need to make decisions that affect everyone. Which way to go, which room to explore, when to fight, when to run those, are things a leader has to decide, and often under pressure.
And those choices often have moral implications too, right?
Absolutely. Helping one group might hurt another. Choosing to fight might have unexpected consequences. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices and compromises.
It's a lot like leadership in the real world, where you're always trying to balance different things and making tough choices that won't make everyone happy.
Exactly. And the Palace of the Silver Princess lets players practice those skills.
What other challenges might a leader face?
Keeping morale up is a big one, especially when things are bad or it seems like you can't win. A good leader needs to keep the group going.
It's about finding the right words to inspire them, to remind them why they're fighting.
Right, and it's also about leading by example. Being brave when things are scary, not giving up when things go wrong, being optimistic even when things are dark.
It's about actions speaking louder than words.
Exactly. And then there's knowing when to let others take charge, recognizing people's strengths and trusting them to do important things.
It's about empowering others, letting them use their skills to help the team.
Exactly. A good leader knows they can't do everything alone. They need to trust their team.
It's about working together where everyone feels important.
Well said. And the Palace of the Silver Princess gives lots of chances for players to experience leadership.
It's a reminder that true leadership isn't about having a title or bossing people around. It's about inspiring others, building trust, and working together to achieve something great.
Beautifully put. And speaking of achieving something great, we can't forget how important creativity and imagination are in this module.
We've talked about that a lot, but it's worth repeating. The Palace of the Silver Princess seems like a place where you can be really creative, think outside the box, and come up with unique solutions.
It is. The setting, the creatures, the choices you can make, it all sparks the imagination.
It's a chance to go beyond the rules and create something really special.
Exactly. And that creativity can come out in so many ways. Coming up with clever plans, making interesting backstories for your characters, role-playing with style, even describing the world in vivid detail.
So many possibilities. Give me an example of how players could be creative in this module.
Well, think about the Ubus. 3 heads, each with its own personality. That makes for some really interesting interactions.
I can imagine players having fun role-playing a conversation with a Ubu, trying to please all 3 heads while getting what they want.
Exactly. It's a chance to improvise and really get into the story.
And it's not just social situations, is it? Players can be creative with their powers and abilities, too.
Absolutely. Palace of the Silver Princess has lots of situations where you have to think outside the box.
I remember reading about a player who used a levitate spell to make a bridge across a gap. Not how the spell is supposed to be used, but it was a smart solution.
Exactly. The rules are there, but it's up to the players and the DM to find creative ways to use them.
It's about trying new things, experimenting, and finding solutions that surprise everyone.
Exactly. And that kind of creative problem solving is not just fun, it's a skill you can use in real life too.
It's about looking at things from different angles, questioning what you think you know, and being open to new ideas.
Well said. And don't forget the ultimate creative act in D&D, telling the story together. Palace of the Silver Princess is designed for this.
They're not just following a script, they're making the story happen through their choices and actions.
Exactly. They're building on what's already there, adding details, and creating something unique for everyone.
Creativity isn't just about art. It's about finding new ways to connect with people, share experiences, and create something meaningful together.
Beautifully put. And Palace of the Silver Princess lets players do just that. They can tap into their creative potential and make a story they'll remember.
We all have the power to create, to imagine, and to bring our ideas to life, both in D&D and in our own lives.
Absolutely. And speaking of bringing things to life, we can't forget the hope and optimism in this module, even with all the darkness and decay.
It might seem weird to talk about hope in a dungeon, but it's there, isn't it?
It is. The players see signs of tragedy and loss right away. The valley is empty, the princess is gone, the palace is falling apart. But even in all that, there are glimmers of hope.
What kind of hope?
Well, there's hope that the Silver Princess is still alive, that she can be rescued and put back on the throne.
That's a good reason to keep going. It makes the players believe things can get better.
Exactly. And then there's the hope that the ruby, my lady's heart, can be found and used to heal the land.
It's the big goal, the reason for the whole adventure. And believing that it can happen, that what they do matters. That can inspire the players.
Exactly. It's about believing in something bigger than yourself, having faith that good can win, and never giving up hope.
It's a powerful message, and it's something we can relate to in our own lives.
Absolutely. We all face hard times, but it's our hope, our optimism that keeps us going.
Well said. But hope isn't the only thing that can drive a hero. There's also justice and mercy, right?
Absolutely. Those are big parts of the Palace of the Silver Princess.
So how do those themes play out? Give us some examples.
Well, the main quest itself, finding the ruby, can be seen as justice. It's about setting things right.
It's about making things right, holding the thief accountable.
Exactly. But it's also about understanding why the ruby was stolen in the first place.
So it's not just black and white, good guys and bad guys. It's about understanding why people do things and the possibility of redemption.
Precisely. And then there are all the people the players might meet. The escaped slaves, the villagers struggling under Lady Demess, the creatures in the palace.
Each encounter is a challenge and a chance to choose between justice and mercy.
Exactly. Helping the slaves escape is justice, fighting against tyranny, but it also requires mercy, understanding why they had to run away.
It's about finding a balance between order and compassion for those who are suffering.
Exactly. And then you have creatures like the ubus, the giant marble snake, even the dagger.
Those seem like clear threats. Kill or be killed.
It might seem that way, but there's always a chance to look deeper, to understand why they act the way they do.
So maybe the UBs are just misunderstood. Maybe their three heads are always arguing with each other. Or maybe that snake isn't evil, just hungry.
Exactly. You could try talking to them, tricking them, even showing empathy to avoid a fight.
Things aren't always simple. There's often more to a situation than you think. And sometimes the best thing to do is show mercy, even to those who seem like monsters.
Beautifully put. And speaking of doing the right thing, the Palace of the Silver Princess really explores the themes of redemption and second chances.
Redemption. That seems like a deep topic for a dungeon crawl, but it makes sense.
It does. The module is full of characters who've messed up, who've gone down the wrong path, or who are just unlucky. And it's up to the players to decide if those characters deserve another chance.
So who are some of the characters who could be redeemed in this module?
The obvious one is the warrior who took the ruby. We don't know why he did it, but maybe he was desperate or tricked or just made a bad choice he regrets.
And depending on the players, he might have a chance to give back the ruby, make up for what he did, and maybe find some peace.
Exactly. But he's not the only one. Lady Demise, the ruler of Galuvia, is another character who could change.
It's hard to imagine her being good, but maybe the players can show her a better way and inspire her to use her power for good.
It's not likely, but it's possible. And then there are the Ubus, with their three heads always arguing.
Redemption for the Ubies. That's a tough one.
It is. But maybe it's their inner conflict that makes them act destructively. Maybe the players can help them find balance so they can work together.
Anyone can change if they get the chance.
Exactly. And the biggest act of redemption might be the kingdom itself.
But returning the ruby and healing the land.
Exactly. It's the result of everything the players have done.
Even when things are really bad, there's always the potential for things to get better.
Beautifully put. And that brings us to what makes the Palace of the Silver Princess so great. The power of choice and making your own destiny.
We've talked about that a lot, but it's important. This module lets players make choices that change the story.
Exactly. From making their characters to the final fight, every decision matters.
It's not about following a script. It's about making your own way, making choices that show who you are, and creating a story that's all yours.
Well said. And that feeling of control, of making your own fate, that's one of the best things about D&D.
It's a reminder that we're not just along for the ride. We get to decide what happens in our lives.
Precisely. And the Palace of the Silver Princess, with its emphasis on choices and consequences, lets you experience that.
We can all make a difference, change the world, and create a future that we want.
Beautifully put. And speaking of hopes and dreams, we can't forget about magic and how it shapes destinies.
Ah, yes, magic. We talked about the Misty Swamp and artifacts like the Ice Harp and the Sword of Spartusia. But how does magic fit into this idea of fate?
Well, magic in this module isn't just about spells and teleporting. It's everywhere, affecting things in ways you might not expect.
So it's more than just a tool, it's part of the world's story.
Exactly. And it's connected to prophecy and destiny. Remember the legend of the Silver Princess? Magic might have been involved in what happened to her.
So magic adds mystery and intrigue, making it feel like there are bigger forces at play.
Exactly. And it makes players think about magic itself.
Right.
Is it good or bad? Can you control it? Does it have its own mind?
Those are questions people have been asking forever. It's cool to see them in a D&D game.
It is. And those kinds of questions make Palace of the Silver Princess more than just a dungeon crawl. It becomes a journey, a chance to think about big ideas and explore the unknown.
D&D can make us think and challenge our ideas.
Well said. And speaking of challenging ideas, Palace of the Silver Princess really focuses on morality and ethics.
We've talked about that, but let's dig deeper. What are some ethical dilemmas players might face?
Well, one big one is what to do with the warrior who stole the ruby. Do you try to redeem him or punish him?
It's a classic dilemma, making you weigh your sense of right and wrong against the needs of the kingdom.
Exactly. And then there's Lady Demas, the ruler of Galuvia. She's a tyrant, but can she change?
Do you try to talk to her, convince her to be better? Or do you try to overthrow her?
It's complicated, and there are no easy answers. It makes players think about power, leadership, and the consequences of their action.
It's like the moral problems we face in real life, where there's no clear right or wrong answer.
Exactly. And then there are the creatures.
Huh.
Are all monsters bad? Or are some just misunderstood?
We talked about the Ubis, the snake, and the Dagger. Do you always have to fight? Or can you use diplomacy, trickery, or even compassion?
Those are the questions the module asks. It challenges you to see things from different points of view, to try to understand even the monsters.
Empathy and understanding are important for any hero, both in the game and in real life.
And those kinds of encounters make Palace of the Silver Princess more than just a dungeon crawl. It becomes a place to explore your own values, challenge your ideas, and maybe even learn something about yourself.
Speaking of self-discovery, this module seems to have a lot of opportunities for players to grow and change.
Absolutely. Palace of the Silver Princess isn't just about killing monsters and getting loot. It's about pushing yourself and seeing what you can do.
So it's a journey of self-discovery.
Exactly. It's like the classic hero's journey. You leave your world, face challenges, and come back changed.
That's a story we see all the time. And it's relatable because it's like our own life.
Exactly. We all face challenges, make mistakes, and have the potential to grow. And the Palace of the Silver Princess lets you explore that.
We're all constantly changing. We can always improve. The journey is just as important as the destination.
Well said. And speaking of journeys, we can't forget about exploration and how it shapes us.
We've talked about exploring the dungeon, but there's more to it than that, right?
Absolutely. The module encourages you to explore the world, the cultures, the history, the people you meet.
It's about expanding your horizons, going beyond what's familiar, and embracing the unknown.
Exactly. And that's rewarding, both in the game and in real life. It lets you challenge your ideas, see things from different perspectives, and understand the world better.
There's always something new to learn, something new to discover, and that we never stop exploring.
Remember how this module was recalled because of some artwork?
Right. A little bit of nudity caused a big problem back then. Looking back, it seems a bit silly, especially when you think about some of the other art TSR was putting out.
It does, doesn't it? It shows how what's considered shocking can change over time.
It's interesting how something small, like nudity in a drawing, can become such a big deal.
It is, and it makes you wonder if there were other reasons why the module was recalled. Was it just the art, or were people worried about the themes, or how it might affect players?
That's a good question. It would be cool to learn more about why it happened.
It would. Even a D&D module can be tied to bigger social and cultural issues.
It's all connected, isn't it?
It is all connected, isn't it? And that's part of what makes this module so interesting. It's not just a game, it's like a snapshot of its time.
Right, with all its issues and contradictions.
Exactly.
It makes you appreciate how D&D has always been more than just a game. It's a part of culture, a reflection of society, and a way to explore important ideas.
Exactly. And it's changed so much, but the core stuff, the story, the problem solving, the creativity, that's still there.
Speaking of change, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into Palace of the Silver Princess.
Yeah, I think so too. We've talked about a lot, the artwork, the missing princess, those strange creatures, and all the themes that make this module so interesting.
We talked about teamwork, leadership, choices and consequences, morality, ethics, personal growth, exploration. It's all there.
It just shows that even a module that was, taken off the shelves and considered controversial can still be influential.
Yeah.
Sparks conversations, inspires creativity, even after all these years.
And it leaves us with a final question for you, the listener. If you were in the Palace of the Silver Princess, what would you do? What kind of hero would you be? And what would you leave behind?
Until next time, may your dice rolls be good, and may your adventures be full of wonder and discovery.